Conformity Antidote. Melting one snowflake at a time. Get ready to be triggered. Here they come, the leaders of the new church, Reverend Cuz and Deacon Tex.
And welcome back to Conformity Antidote.
Hello, viewers.
Hello, viewers.
Welcome.
Hey, Lusa.
Hello.
Hey,
Oh.
piss off.
Piss
All right.
off.
Thanks for joining us again. We're a little spicy today.
I know.
Okay. So, yes, welcome back to Sunday evening. And, I don't know. I just blanked for a second.
Yes, it is Sunday.
Before we came on, we just started talking about getting old.
I know.
In fact, our stuff goes.
Forgetting who we are. Oh, and just a really, really quick announcement. In case anybody's watching.
You don't do quick announcements.
I know.
All right.
We are experiencing some storminess in the area. And we are right before the show started, we had a little blip in the electricity.
We did.
So, yes. So, if you happen to see us go, blank out for a minute, that's because electricity went out. But we assure you that we will be right back as soon as it is possible and it pops back up.
Maybe. Unless we get electrocuted down here.
Right. Which could also happen. So,
Anyhow, thanks for joining us. We love doing this show. We
Yes,
love
we do.
to see everybody. Now, I will say, I'm not bitching.
Yes,
I'm not
you are.
bitching.
Yes, you are.
Okay,
but
maybe
that's
I
right.
am. Last week was a little lean.
Well, and as a matter of fact,
A little lean.
I know. As a matter of fact, I was going to call out one person, and she happens to be joining us this evening, Miss Jen, because she was the one that was like really wanted to look forward to seeing us on Sundays, and we didn't see you last.
You know, she's got a life, though. You know what I'm saying?
I know she does. We don't.
There might be something going on at least one Sunday.
Hey, we don't have a life. We understand you do, and I think that's what makes us upset.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because we don't.
That's why I got to bitch at everybody.
Oh, and we do have another somebody logged in. Hello, Randy. So welcome aboard. Yes. Hello, welcome. Just give us like 5 minutes before you tune out. Anyway.
Yeah, at least.
Yes, at least.
Anyway, all right. So anything we got to say, we'll say in the rear. So we will just, what we're going to do is we're going to kick off with some news. Press the button, Fat Boy.
Oh, yes, Fat Boys.
Which ice cream, Fat Boy?
We had some ice cream.
Round eye.
This afternoon. It was nice. From Red Barn.
Little Red Barn.
Little Red Barn.
Little Red Barn, and I don't care.
And we went there on the little school bus. Little short bus.
Short bus.
Yes, we drive that around a lot.
Yes.
Anyway.
Okay, so let's kick it off here with one of our faves. Woo! So actually, we're not here to talk about her this evening, but we thought we'd throw her on there. Yes. Thank you.
Bitch.
Okay, we'll talk about her. She's stupid. All right, now get off. So what we do want to talk about, there, let me get her off of there. All right, bye. Is boom. Now.
And who is this young lady?
This young lady is Miss Cherie Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Cherie Murray. Cherie Murray is a New York businesswoman and a Republican challenger to AOC in the New York district.
Time out.
Bronx, Brooklyn district. Yes.
Time out.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Baking powder. Yes.
This young lady is a Republican.
Yes, she is. And not only is she a Republican, she is a immigrant from Jamaica.
Wait a minute. Whoa. That does not follow.
I know. It's amazing.
It does not follow the narrative.
It does not.
That all Republicans and conservatives are old white men
And racist.
She can't be a Republican, for Pete's sake.
And this is what is so awesome, okay? The simple fact that she is black, a woman, she's a businesswoman, and she's an immigrant. That pretty knocks down the straw men of every argument that the left has.
Well,
not to mention, she was on Sean Hannity the other day, and you listen to some of her big things are like education is one of her big we call it platform items that she really wants to get handled in New York is education, and immigration is one. Again, legal immigration, which she's for,
right.
Legal, and I forget what her other one was. My bad. But she came over Jamaica as a child. So now we're saying, here we go. Oh, sorry. We got Miss Vivian here again. No, we got a packed house.
Yeah, we're going.
All right.
Going. So
anyway, there's been some things that she actually. So people have brought up some tweets that she did way back when, and she congratulated AOC, and they're like, oh, this, that, and the other. And it's like, look, okay, the simple fact that she was praising AOC for the simple fact she beat the establishment piece of crap in New York that she beat, you can't take that as, oh, she's a huge supporter of AOC. She was just saying the simple fact that the incumbent establishment piece of crap, I can't remember his name,
right,
in New York was beat. Right? So everybody's like, oh, kind of throwing the flag. No, dude. And let me put it this way. If so, even if she congratulated her, she's still better than AOC.
Well, see, that's the thing too. That's a good point you brought up. Okay, all right. So what's wrong with her just congratulating? I mean, where do we get? See, that's the problem. We're starting to get to this point where there's so much animosity towards each other. It's like, oh, don't congratulate them. They're an asshole. We want them to die and stuff like that. It's like, come on. It's just like a race. It's just like a race. If you're like in the Olympics or whatever, or in a tennis match or a sports match or whatever, okay, there's a winner and a loser. And a lot of times the winner will be like, or the loser will be like, you know what? You beat me. You beat my ass. So congratulations. So that's exactly. So that's basically what these people are seeing. That's what it is. They're looking for anything. They're looking for anything and everything. And especially her now.
Yeah.
They're going to be looking for anything and everything to knock her off her pedestal.
Oh, yeah. They're going to create it. And my thing is this, okay? Let's just say back in the day, she was, because there's some rumblings that she may have been a Obama supporter back in 2008.
She can change her mind?
Yeah. And okay, so maybe she voted for him because she thought there was going to be some change, like he said. And then she's like, oh, crap. Hold on. Made a mistake. But the point is this. They're going to find everything they can to try to, whatever, to,
people,
disperse,
So basically what these so-called people are saying is that you can't change your mind, and basically once you say that you're for does something or want to do something, you got to stay with it the rest of your life.
I guess.
But
here's my thing. Let's just say she was a supporter of Obama, and let's just say she was a Democrat or was a supporter of Democrats. Here's the thing. Now we got the knowledge, see? Now she's coming to our side. Now we got all the information.
Well, politicians flip-flop anyway,
yep.
Back and forth. Whatever the fickle winds of fate.
Yep.
Oh, we'll take them.
I was wondering what was going on. Our fist fight.
Fist fight.
Fist fight's going.
Fight.
All right.
Oh, Miss Bum Bum. She's not with us.
She's not with us, but she's not Miss Bum. She's Jamaica. Jamaica Mom.
Yeah, Jamaica Mom.
But
so anyway,
she's a successful businesswoman, family. She's in the Bronx. Is it Brooklyn, Bronx? I think it's Bronx.
Yeah,
district. And so she's going, and let me put it this way. She is going to have so much support from the conservatives and Republican side, it's going to be insane. So, congratulations,
Good
Miss
luck to you.
Cherie Murray,
Yes,
and
good
I
luck
hope
to
you
you, honey.
whoop her ass.
Yes.
So,
Anyhow.
thank you, Miss Cherie.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate that. And let's go to. Oh, we closed that door. We're
Yes.
opening it back up.
We're opening them up, baby.
So, due to the First Step Act, and if you don't know what the First Step Act is, this was legislation proposed by. Did I have actually his name? I did not. Sorry, my bad. Republican senator proposed this, and Trump promoted it, and then signed it into existence. And what this is, and what the First Step Act is, was passed 2018. It took aim at the harsh crime stance of the 1980s and 90s, especially 1994, that Clinton and the Democratic, like Biden and a couple of other bastards, signed. I forget what the criminal act is in 1994, which gave like seriously harsh sentences, like crack cocaine and everything,
Right.
which actually, you know, some actually contribute that to some of the fathers leaving the families. Anyway, so it was harsh sentences. I mean, stuff like if you got caught with a certain amount of crack cocaine, life sentence, boom, just like that. So there was all kind of people incarcerated for like just simple drug, you know, sentences or whatever, or convictions. So what they had is this reduced the sentences for drug and nonviolent offenses. So more than 1,690 federal inmates have qualified for release under the resentencing provisions of the law, and nearly 1,100 have already walked free. So there's going to be approximately 3,000 inmates will be released here soon because of this act. Now, if you look at the statistics on the majority of those that are incarcerated that this will be affecting with drug sentences, would you like to take a guess?
No.
What kind of
yes.
What kind of people we're talking about?
No. Yes. Would it be black people?
It would. The majority. So he is releasing for nonviolent offenses, and some of these people got popped for like a first or even second offense. Now we know that the 3-strike rule was in California, you know, but we're talking about people that didn't even have 3 strikes. They got caught with the crack cocaine, which they gave the maximum sentence to. Boom, 20 years. It's like, whoa, hold the phone, dude. Now, I don't want drugs on the street any more than anybody, but to lock somebody up for 20 years for just a first offense or even a second offense of crack, like a rock. I mean, we're not talking about, kingpins here. Anyway, this is what Trump signed in, and this is what's people now, and he made sure that it got implemented, so that again these people being released. So again, in addition to having the lowest unemployment rate for African Americans in recorded history, now he's also reducing the sentences of nonviolent offenders. Which can you tell me who was the president before him who had more to gain, but as far as these being his people that he was supposed to help? And I can't remember any proposals for any sentencing.
I will say this: towards the like his last year in office, there was movement in that direction. But after 8 years, it was like 7 years of nothing, and then it was like the last year there was actually something. But okay, so you waited until your last year in office to do something.
Yeah, and this was a bipartisan bill. This had the backing of Democrats and Republicans.
Well,
so it wasn't like this was something that the Republicans came up with, shoved it through, and everybody had to take a big bite of a crap sandwich.
Now, I will say this: there's two things. First, okay, everybody's like, 3,000, but 3,000 out of a million some Americans that are incarcerated in prison. Yeah, it's just a drop in the bucket, but it is a start. I will say that it is a start in the right direction.
Well, that's just what they got processed.
And the state of Maryland, actually is at the lowest prison population now. This on a state level is at its lowest prison levels in years.
Yeah.
Because they're doing the same thing. They're starting intervention programs, different programs instead of just throwing everybody in prison.
Well, there's going to be a lot more. This is just the ones that they've gotten processed so far.
Exactly. But however, now let's go to the other side. Let's go to one of Reverend Cuz's favorite Democratic presidential people, Cory Booker, who has said...
You mean Spartacus?
Yes, Spartacus.
Yes.
He said it's not enough. He wants to... He sat there and he says that they need to go and do even more. That that anybody over a certain age, like these older criminals, need to be released. All of them. No matter if they're mass murders, which one in particular individual that he named, that he said he would absolutely free if he was become president. Yes, I think the guy's like older than dirt, but still he was like a kingpin and orchestrated the deaths of individuals and torture and all kinds of other stuff. And yet Cory Booker wants this man released.
Just because he's old?
Right. They figures that they can't do that. They can't do anything. Look, I'm all for the first offenders, nonviolent offenders and stuff like that, getting out or whatever. But look, if you kill somebody, orchestrate the killing of somebody or whatever, you need to do your time. You need to do your just desserts.
I like dessert.
I know.
Jello pudding pops.
Speaking of which, do we have the horn? We have the clown thing?
No, we don't.
Oh, Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby, but
finally came up to him.
But like I said, it's something that Trump signed in to exist. As they're releasing 3,000. They're going to release a lot more once they've processed it.
And if you listen to those skank boats, it was also with the help of Kim Kardashian.
That was the one person, but yeah. Anyway, so the thing is that again. So, and I'll actually talk to her later on. That we do have one of our followers. I won't tell you what her name is.
Black
lady, but she's hilarious, and she talks about the fact that Obama didn't do squat for his people.
Well,
and it's like Trump's done more. She goes, Trump's more black than even Bill Clinton.
There we go. That's the thing. Didn't do, and I've heard it numerous times, didn't do enough or didn't do anything for his people. Well, if I'm not mistaken, if you're the president of the United States, everybody's your people that's a part of the United States. So I get so sick and tired of hearing this identity politics bullshit.
But the point of what they're saying is,
I know
Obama ran on the fact that he was going to take care of the African American community,
which it didn't happen,
and he didn't do squat
up until.
Matter of fact, he screwed them because their freaking unemployment doubled once he started getting in there.
Well, and we've already talked about the whole immigration thing that under his administration they've deported the most illegal immigrants out of any administration.
I'm glad that you brought that up. That's a nice segue.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. How about that?
There we go. Good job. All right. So now we're talking about border deaths.
Oh.
All right. Real quickly. Now let me just preface this saying nobody wants anybody to die on the border. Okay, let's just be honest. Nobody's happy that immigrants and stuff die.
Well, you got a couple sickies out there.
Okay, yeah, it's weirdos. But nobody wants that, okay? But so all these people, especially remember that I can't remember her name, that one Democratic senator lady that was talking about, you've killed, your policies are killing people, kids on the border. This and that bullshit.
Who knows what her name is?
I can't remember.
Who cares?
Yeah, nobody really cares. But anyway, she started running her mouth. So everybody's running their mouth about the deaths on the border. Okay, I don't like it any more than you do. But these people have taken, their life in their hands, and if they're crossing the freaking whatever, that's on them.
Well, we've talked about before on the show. Okay, a lot of these people are coming from El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, from Central America, whatever, and they're like walking people, or for a lot of times they're walking or coming, and I don't know about you, but if the healthcare system probably in those countries probably isn't so great, so they're probably coming up here with already sick and stuff like that.
So here we go. So can I be an asshole for like 1 second?
Just 1 second.
1 second.
Mississippi 1.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm going to be 1 second. I'm going to be an asshole. Can we look at a few of these? This one right here. Does any of them look like they're starving? I'm just asking. I just thought I'd ask the question. I'm seeing some serious beef on the hoof. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, you know what? Now you know what the counter argument to that is.
Oh, it's not healthy foods.
Yes, they're eating junk foods. They're having boxes of Twinkies and Hostess cupcakes. And
sometimes you got to eat what you got to eat.
Snickers bars.
But anyway, my point is this. Again, we don't want anybody to die, but
no.
Here's the thing. So under the United States Border Patrol statistics, there were 298 border deaths in 2017, 283 in 2018. Still, one is too many, but it is what it is, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. They're not coming through port of entry. You don't even know they're out there half the time, right? So it makes it an average of 291 border deaths per year on average during the Trump administration. During President Obama, average 372 a year. That's almost 100 more than Trump. And during the Bush administration, it was 382, which is even more. Now, did anybody, at least maybe I had my ears shut and I wasn't paying attention, but did anybody hear about any of the border deaths during the Obama administration from any of the from the mainstream media?
Other than Fox News, I don't even think they mentioned it.
Probably not. NBC, CBS, MSLSD, Crack News Network, CNN. Did you hear any of that stuff from them? Oh, wrong one. No, you didn't. All right. And we already talked about last week. We already talked about the fact that during the Dems hearing on the border, they had all the 2014 pictures.
I know. How about that?
That was awesome.
Whoops!
Look at this travesty. That was from 2014. I do believe Obama's in. Like,
whoops! Never mind.
Shut that off. Turn it off.
We don't know where that was taken from.
Yes,
we got the date screwed up.
Oh, it's more. Oh, those are old slides.
Well, it's just they just everybody puts their spin on what they want to put their spin on, and
yeah. But the point is, and again, I don't like this period, this and the other.
But it's
the hypocrisy of the stuff. It is just mind-boggling.
And I hate to tell people this, and I know it's going to come as a shock, and it could come as a shock to our viewers out there.
Go ahead,
especially me. But I'm going to let you all in on a little secret.
Okay.
People die every day. I know. That's. Guess what? One of these days, I'm going to die.
I'm not.
I know. Reverend
I'm going to live forever.
He doesn't think so.
I'm going to live forever.
Come off it, people. People go. I mean, people, one reason or another, and they're coming up. Or and my thing is, I like to know the amount. Okay, so they count the amount of deaths at the border. Okay, but how many does that take into account the amount of people that were at the border? Okay, so how many was that? They try to shock us with these numbers.
They don't know.
So if you have like 291 out of 100,000 people, they're at the border. That's about a normal number. Okay, that's just either old age, sickness, disease, which happens to naturalized U.S. citizens.
Yeah,
sickness, disease,
whatever. Yeah. Oh, some of that.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, especially if you live in Chicago.
But so
Chicago, D.C., and Baltimore.
So, but if you watched our show, was it a month or so ago, when we talked about, there's 3,600 children in this country, U.S. citizens in this country, that die of starvation in the United States. Bullshit. And there's another 1,600 a year that die due to abuse.
Yep.
Okay, so nobody's talking about that crap. Or like you said today, we had another freaking mass shooting, of shootings in Chicago.
Right. Over the weekend.
Black on black crime. Nobody's bitching about all those people that are dead.
And another thing,
it's bullshit.
And if we want to look at what's going on in other countries as far as what's going on with children, why don't our celebrities like that bitch? I gotta stop using that word. I'm gonna buzz myself. Alyssa Milano and her.
No, she's bitch. You're good with that one.
Look at what's going on over in Africa. Supposedly, there are constantly. There was an article I was reading, like in the Congo. Come on, people. These young girls, these militia forces are going in and taking these young girls and using them as sex slaves and using them for sex trafficking. You don't hear two shits here in the United States. Oh, but they're about the little kids that are down in Mexico or whatever. Oh, well, that's in Africa. We can't. There's really not a whole lot we can do about that. Bullshit.
That doesn't push their agenda.
Yeah. Well, there's no money. Plus, there's none of that involved either.
And those people, they're not coming over here to vote.
Right.
They're not voters.
They can't vote. But supposedly, that's the motherland. Why don't you go and help the motherland? Why don't you do something and bring that up about those girls? All right, I'm getting on my soapbox. I'm done. Yes.
All right.
And one other little tidbit.
Oh,
just real quick. One of my, and this happened in my favorite city in the state of Maryland.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
in the whole world.
Forgot about
in that shithole we call Baltimore. Yeah, that big shithole toilet. In the news, we just learned that the deputy police commissioner and his wife were walking on Patterson Street in Baltimore yesterday, and were approached by how many? There was like 3 or 4 men. Four men that brandished a gun and stole everything. Stole his wallet, stole his wife's purse, stole numerous cell phones. Baltimore, Charm City. You had the deputy police commissioner got robbed. We don't make this stuff up. I heard it. I told the Reverend Cuz. It's like, you wouldn't believe what happened. What I heard. What happened in Baltimore. That place is a whole. Chicago is a whole. DC is a whole.
Yeah.
And you know what? And they're not going to change. They're not going to change because unfortunately the people are brainwashed and they're going to keep putting in the same because they think their elected leaders are looking out for them. They are not. They're not looking out for them. The murder rates are going up. They're not going down. And I'm sorry to say, no Republican has ever had control of any of those cities. I don't think in their
at least not in the last 60 years, if at all.
Yeah, maybe when there was a horse and buggy, and that was back. Charles Ingalls may have been mayor of
the House on the Prairie. That's the House on the Prairie. That's Chicago now.
Yeah, Chicago, but still. All right, I just thought that was something else at the police commissioner of Baltimore. I'm waiting for the mayor's next. Oh, don't shoot!
You the mayor.
Yeah. All right.
We are done with the news.
Yes. Now we need to move on to our more serious stuff.
Okay. All right. So, it's a ShopRite.
What is that, really?
It's ShopRite.
It's like a grocery store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man. ShopRite. Did that sound like a grocery store to you?
I don't know. It could be.
So we are in Louisiana. And so there was a young lady named Lakia Pierce. She went shopping late Tuesday night at the ShopRite.
At the Bayonne
ShopRite. And, went and got a couple things. And this is around 11 o'clock. And proceeded to walk out without paying for them.
That's not good.
That's not good. So a loss prevention agent, like how they describe loss prevention.
I know.
There's some schlub walking around.
Hey. I knew some loss prevention people back in the day.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah,
And anyway, so he spotted Pierce's attempt for theft and alerted a police officer working a security detail nearby. A small physical spat soon followed, during with Pierce, where she scratched the officer's arm several times and attempted to punch him. Knock his ass out. But as he was attempting to subdue her and get her under arrest, he grabbed her shirt, and although she started running, the garment came off, and and she as she broke away, and she's running through the store and down the street naked, or at least.
Hey, I'm gonna need to see that. You get back here. I got her. What the hell is that?
I wonder if she was, they were like, or she had to like.
She's running. I know.
Hey,
unfortunately,
put those melons back. These are mine.
Unfortunately, we don't have a picture of her.
No, they wouldn't let.
Yeah, so we don't know. We don't know. We're guessing, but I can only imagine. One of two things either happened. She could have knocked herself out on the way there.
She's running with two. She's running with two melons. Nope, I think those are hers.
Oh, those are hers. Or as soon as he did that, and it came off. Oops, I did it a little too soon. Next thing you know, oh, they're fake.
Maybe.
She could have been. What is it? A binary neutral or whatever they call them.
Let's try to get.
I think that's a dude. I think they call them non-binaries or one-binaries or whatever.
Gender fluids. You asshole. Well, you know what? In either situation, if they were large, she'd have been in trouble.
Yes.
If they were small, probably should have, because them things would have kind of been,
I know.
wrapping around.
But can you imagine?
Oh, sorry.
Well,
that's down there. No, we ain't doing that.
But could you imagine? You're like at the shopping center, because it's like a shopping center, and you're there with your family, your kids, or something like that. And here she goes. And then the little kid's like, "Mommy, look at that! Look at that woman running around."
Oh, she ran right by me. Nipple hit me right in the eye.
When I saw this story, I just remember that old Ray Stevens song, "The Streak." Don't look, Ethel. Look at that! Here she comes. Look at that! She ain't wearing no clothes.
So Pierce was later charged with robbery, narcotic paraphernalia possession, and resisting arrest.
Narcotics possession.
Yes, imagine that. But she had the munchies.
I'm sure she had to get something.
They didn't say what she stole. I bet it was probably like some Cheetos, some Slim Jims.
Well, it must have been something good.
And a bottle of juice.
It must have been something good if they sat there and like chased her out of the store like that.
Well, I think. Well,
I mean, a lot of times.
No. When they chased her out of the store is when she was like scratched a cop and tried to punch him. Oh, sorry.
We're wrong.
All right.
Anyhow,
now we're going to head over to Berkeley, California.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Isn't that nice?
I love Berkeley, California. They like trees.
Berkeley's freaking nuts.
They are.
And you're going to find out just how nuts they are. So, in Berkeley, California, they're Decotech. What is this?
That is a sewer thing.
What is it?
But well, let's put it.
What is that? What is that called?
Let's put it this way, Reverend Cuz. As of this last week, they used to call those manhole covers.
Manhole
Covers.
Sexist.
Yes, it is sexist.
And according to Berkeley, California, they thought it was sexist. So they banned the term manhole and changed it to maintenance hole.
Boy, ain't that boring.
What you need to change it to is all of Berkeley, California, and change it to asshole.
Oh, that was good.
Thank you. Seriously. So Berkeley, California, they have banned the term manhole for the manholes, and now it's maintenance hole. You know what? You got nothing else to do.
No.
Nothing else to do.
Well, they have more to do, as we're going to discuss.
Yes. So they eliminated gendered language from their municipal facilities. What the making them non-binary to please the woke crowd. What
What? You know what? I'm woke.
What the seriously?
We're woke on this show.
I'm getting ready to take a nap. Anyway,
I already
So-
did mine.
so the gender neutral municipal items and stuff. Come on, people. So they is banning gendered language from the government. There's no more police officers, no chairmen, only chair people, and no manpower. It's human effort.
Oh, that's nice.
That's so nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Human effort. That is so nice. And so now no manholes. They're called maintenance holes. So,
Well,
and let me get through this, and then we're going to bring up. Oh, do you had something with this?
no.
one?
Yeah, well,
So I was going to bring up the next thing.
Oh no. Well, I was just gonna say I can kind of understand. Okay, we got manhole, so I'd be like, you know what? Let's call it a woman hole. That might not go over too well. How about a non-binary hole?
Okay, I thought you were going to
I thought I was gonna say something else. No,
like a natch hole.
all right, but I'm getting all right.
I get it.
But this is okay. Let's get. We're going getting absolutely crazy with this stuff.
We're getting actually stupid.
All right, now the police
Because somebody's
officer,
going to be offended because this is a manhole?
All right, the police officer thing has been the policeman, unless it's like an actual man.
Yeah.
Most people say police officer.
Police officer's fine. I mean,
But
I don't have a problem with that
there's
one.
also a police woman. There was actually back in the 70s, police woman starring Angie Dickinson. That was back when she was hot.
Sorry.
She's a little old now. What's that?
I had a rogue hair. Woo.
Oh.
I kept
So
seeing
anyway.
it was driving me nuts. Anyway.
So anyway, then chairman, chairwoman, they.
This chair people.
But now we don't know. They could look like a woman, but not be a woman.
Well,
They could look like a man and not be a man.
Well, see, now we can't even
You can have a
now you
penis.
can't even respect a woman by saying something like chairwoman or whatever, because now we don't want to go. We want to go genderless because
Right.
that's
Well, because-
insulting to the jackass over here who wakes up every morning and can't figure out what the frick they want to be.
Yeah, I have a penis.
Freaking unicorn.
I have a penis, but I don't know. I don't feel like I'm a woman, but I don't want to get a sex change, but because I like.
I'm gender fluid because my emotions and my hormones just go on a flow, and whatever hits me at the time, that's
Whatever
who I
I get
am.
up that day, I have two closets, his and hers.
His and hers. I don't even want to go his and hers. I don't even want to go his and hers because that is oppressing me to be a specific gender, and I don't want to subscribe to any specific gender.
All right, now stay tuned, everybody, because the next thing is the next thing that's coming, and I did hear it, or I did see little glimmers of this. Is how they had the big thing now, especially with millennials, is this whole gender reveal shit where they're launching balloons or fireworks or doing crazy stuff, and they're pink or blue. Well, the socialists, the socialist left are saying that you should not do that because that is already
oppressive.
You're already identifying that unborn baby as you're already attaching labels to an unborn baby, and we can't do that.
Well,
so they're saying it should be ecru, or just some sort of neutral color.
All I know is if I'm looking at a sonogram and there's a little pee-pee and there's a little stem on the apple,
Right. So
it's a boy. It's going to be blue.
according to the medical books, it's a boy.
Yes.
And if it doesn't have,
There's no stem on the apple.
it's
a girl, and it's going to go pink. People, it's just to identify. But if you're going to go gender, that's what have you seen that one dude? I think he's like 7, and he's like transgender, whatever.
At 7 years old.
7 years old,
Well-
and so this I mean, he does all these little.
His parents need to be slapped in the face.
His parents are like, they're the ones that. So
That's
look,
why their parents need to be slapped in the face.
okay, a child like
Has-
at 7 doesn't even know what freaking juice they want, or this and the other. So to expect them to make a life decision as to gender and how they're going to proceed in life, you know what? That's what they call parents. Okay, you're the parent.
Right.
Okay, you guide the child. You give them, morals, ethics. You give them boundaries, structure. That's what you're there for. You don't let a 6-year-old, 7-year-old child decide what the hell they're going to do.
Right.
Okay, fine. You know what? Fine.
Slap the.
If you let them stay up all night, don't let them go to school. If they don't want to go to school, don't let them go to school. Let them eat whatever the hell they want. Stay up as late as they. That's fine. That's fine. Because they know what's best for them and they can make their own decisions.
Well, and see, that's one of the things I think's funny. Because
Dumbass.
That's a good point to bring up, because in most states that we know of, okay, the age of consent in most states it ranges anywhere between the age of 16, 18 years of age. And what is the reason why is that, people? Because they said that any younger than that, they're too immature and they do not understand sex or any of that stuff if they were younger than the age of 16, 18. Okay, so now we got these socialist left-wing parents that are letting a 7-year-old dictate. Really? Next thing you know, they're probably going to sell them off to some old man or some old woman.
Yeah, they're fine. He's fine with it.
Or that's
fine with
that's binary, fluid, genderless, syrupy, gut deflating tits. I know where'd that come from.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I'm just ranting. But I'm telling you right now, those parents need to be slapped in the face. It's not the kid's fault. You know what? Anybody that said it goes after the 7-year-old, it's not that kid's fault. It's the parent's fault.
But I will say this though, he is taking it.
Oh, I'm sure.
All the way too.
Oh yeah,
my gosh.
Because he's probably a celebrity in certain rounds between the people in that community and pedophiles. I'm sure he's quite popular.
And I tell you right now, he is going to be freaking scarred.
Yep, for the rest of his life.
You wait. And here's the thing, with so much acceptance of transgenders and fluids and whatever the hell else you want to call them, they still have a seriously high suicide rate, and that's not because of bullying, this and the other. All right.
Anyhow. So anyway,
part of this. So
let's go on to the
Rigel Robinson. He goes on and he says he's from Berkeley. This is significant. There is power in language. This is a small move, but it matters. Having a male-centric municipal code is inaccurate and non-reflective of our reality. Women and non-binary individuals are just as entitled to accurate representation. You're talking about a manhole, you dumbass.
Right.
How's it? Everybody's got to have their own man. Oh my God. Anyway, accurate representation. Our laws are for everyone, and our municipal code should reflect that.
I bet you if you were in San Francisco, they'd still call them manholes.
Oh, hey! They like manholes. Hey. All right. Oh, one more thing about Berkeley, California. Guess what else they have banned in Berkeley?
What's that?
Natural gas.
Well, I'd be banning that too, for Pete's sake.
But no, that they have banned natural gas in Berkeley. So and they've put in the code that any new home that goes up, in Berkeley has to have solar panels, which adds another $10,000 to $15,000 on top of the house. Correct. And if anybody's ever seen in the housing market in California, especially like Berkeley area,
Berkeley, you see,
it is nuts. It is like you're looking at like 1.2 million for like a 1,200 square foot home. It's ridiculous. So now you're going to add even 10 to 15,000 on top of that, where people definitely aren't going to be able to afford it. Go ahead. It's like Deacon Tech said, keep raising the crap up. Raise the taxes. Raise all that crap up. You're an idiot, California.
Good. Then what's going to happen is we talked about it earlier.
Stupid.
What's going to? That's what I say. I don't get. I think it's great myself because keep doing it, and the people that actually are there, that are working class people that make the money, are going to leave. They're going to take off, and all you're going to be stuck with is the tents of homeless people that you're letting just like put up in parks and stuff like that. Okay, who's going to pay?
Well, we know they're paying all the taxes.
Yeah,
all the homeless people.
Right. Yeah, they certainly are, and the and the illegal immigrants that are coming up.
Yes,
they're all paying their taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So the working class people that you're doing this to, they're going to leave. They're going to like
people are already starting to leave. They're
like Reverend Cuz was saying, they're heading out to Denver, not to Colorado, Arizona, Nevada.
Yep.
Because Las Vegas is growing, and it's like, what are you going to do? And okay, so then how are they going to justify their phony baloney salaries? Because that's another thing. Look at the salaries of the mayors and stuff out there in California.
Yep.
You have mayors of these cities out in California that are making more than the president of the United States. We're talking that they were making, from Bush to Obama to Trump now, they're making more than the president of the United States. And they're just a mayor of a city.
Yep.
What the hell? So they're making more money than the most powerful man in the free world. Oh, I'm sorry. He's not. We shouldn't use man anymore. The most powerful
entity.
I can't even say human. They probably won't even say human being anymore. We're not even sure if they're human.
I know, but you know what? Everybody needs to be represented
right
out here. That's not a manhole, and so they're banning natural gas. So it's just like, dude, you fine.
I'm telling you,
like Tech said, you're fine. Go ahead and do all that crap, because then you're gonna be left with nothing over there, because everybody's gonna move out, because everybody can't deal with your crap. Or you have celebrities. Right, celebrities and the homeless. That's what you're going to be left, and illegals. That's what you're going to be left with.
Because the celebrities are exempt from everything.
Yeah,
the celebrities are exempt from taxes and other stuff. They don't have to follow the rules that the rest of us do.
No, it's oh my gosh.
Anyway,
you people are so stupid.
But I think the whole thing with the gender identity cover, the stuff is like that. I think it's just going to be in a country, or it's just going to be specific to certain areas of the country, because I am a firm believer that in places like San Francisco and New York, they're still going to be calling them manholes.
Hey. Well, that's not really the stuff on the street. That's just when I go to my club.
All right.
Oof. I like them. I like my men's big. Okay, so
he popped out of his bikinis.
Nope.
His bikini briefs.
Oops, sorry. Oh, Bernie. What's up, Bernie?
The champion of the people.
Champion of the people.
The Mr. Socialist.
Yes, about minimum wage.
Social justice warrior.
Minimum wage being raised, universal health care, except for people that work for me. So, Bernie's in trouble again. And so, back in May, the Sanders campaign proudly announced that it was the first campaign to ratify a union contract with its employees. Now, we're saying employees. These are not the volunteers. These are the people who are paid to be on his
staff
for his campaign that, are employees. Okay? But according to documents by the Washington Compost, the union has some serious demands for the far-left politician, complaining that the compensation and treatment they are receiving does not meet the standards that Sanders spouses in his rhetoric. Now, you might wonder what that's all about. Well,
What is that all about?
it is all about. So, campaign field hires have demanded an annual salary that would be equivalent to $15 an hour. He's not even paying his employees, his campaign employees. He's not even paying them $15 an hour. But he's bitching and walking down with the people at McDonald's in Seattle, whatever, saying they should be making at least $15 an hour.
Right. And they're pushing through the Congress or whatever that the federal minimum wage should be $15 an hour.
His people aren't even making $13 an hour because they're working like 60 hours a week. Huh. Yeah. And the organizers and other employees supporting them have invoked the senator's words and principles in making their case to his campaign manager, Faz Shakur. He's probably skin off the top.
Yes.
All right. So the negotiations have been really tense, and the conflict dates back to at least May and still hasn't remained unresolved. So the draft letter estimated that field organizers were working 60 hours per week at a minimum, dropping their hourly pay to less than $13 an hour. And many staffers are barely managing to survive financially, which is severely impacting their productivity. And some organizers have left the campaign because they cannot afford to work for them. I thought, it's all about the workman. So, Bernie, if you can't even implement this in your own campaign, the people that work for you, and we're probably not talking about hundreds and thousands, we're probably talking about,
right,
maybe 20, 30. Yeah.
Well, even that 100 at the most.
Okay.
Because you got them all. He's probably got people all over.
That's true. That's true. So you can't even implement this in your own little camp. How the hell are you going to implement this across the country, you asshole? Because you can't, and you won't. That's the point. You're full of crap. Also,
here he goes. Here he goes.
So the draft also asked for the salaries for a minimum of $15 an hour and for the campaign to cover 100% of health care costs for its employees. Whoa, hold on. I thought Bernie was all about universal health care, covering everybody's health insurance.
Yep.
So where are we at, Bernie? What's going on there, Bucky? You can't even implement this with a small little thing. How are you going to do this across the country? Moron.
And I think that's the funny thing.
I'd like to give you a swirly.
Oh, swirlies.
Look at that hair. Look like he had one already.
Get a little. That's probably how he's treating his employees. That's how. I hate to tell you this, but that's how socialists work. If they go into power. Mm-hmm. You do what you're told. You better bring me some corn and wheat.
But hold on, it's all about the people. See, people are going to benefit. I'm going to reap what I sow. I'm going to get the benefit of my labor. That's what they say about socialism.
If anybody that wants to do the research, look at the socialism through the years in all the other countries, and you always have the elites. And you have the working class. And the working class work for the elites. They try to put the spin on it that the elites are the republic. No. In a socialist society, the proletariat or the proletariat or whatever the hell they call it, the upper echelon are the elites. And we, the workers, are supposed to work for them and give to them.
And if you
they are so generous and kind
that
they're supposed to distribute it equally amongst the people.
Oh, thank you so much.
Just ask them in
Venezuela
how that works.
And with socialism, you will find out. I know they would talk all this shit, but if you look at socialism, there is no middle class.
No, there is no middle class. Middle class is gone. You have the elitists, and then you have the serfs or the common worker, the common man. Mm-hmm. There's no equilibrium. There is no this delusional society that they have us living in where everybody's an equal. That's not going to work. You think people in Hollywood are going to consider themselves equal, like with the department store worker or whatever like that? Oh, hell no. Hell no.
No.
You think Oprah's going to give up her plane and her houses and
Couple
stuff
billions?
like that? Oh, hell no.
Just to raise everybody else to her, or at least raise so many people to her level?
That ain't gonna,
Ain't happening.
Nope.
Bernie's not even doing it.
Nope.
Bernie's
He's
a multi-billionaire.
Yes. And you would think that for somebody that's pushing for the minimum wage and health care for everybody, that he would be the leader. What is this? Lead by example.
Lead by example.
That's one of the things we learned in the military. Yeah, pip chip cheerio. How about that then?
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Oh,
hello.
Oh, that's lovely. But Bernie's talking. See, that's what I'm trying to explain to you people. You people. You freaking
people.
left.
You people.
What do you mean to you people? What do you people mean, you people? So, left, Democrats, whatever. Y'all got to wake the hell up. Seriously. These people do not care about you. Now, granted, I'm not saying, Republican side that they're
the same
freaking,
they're the same.
They're freaking Jesus Christ and this and the other. But
absolute power
at
corrupts.
least,
absolutely.
Who said that?
I don't know.
It was in the
good
Bible.
Quote. It's
in the Bible, and General Lee also said it to Abraham Lincoln. Because Abraham Lincoln brought General Lee in to actually lead the Union troops. And General Lee said, no. He's like, look, absolute power corrupts absolutely. He says, I can't sit there and be in a centralized government to tell everybody else in the U.S. how to do things the same way that, the North or the aristocrats are working, because it doesn't work for plantation or farming and this and the other. I'm not going to do it. So he left, went back to his farm until they attacked. And he's like, oh, okay. Anyway, point being is Bernie, you got all these leftists that want to talk all this crap about this, that, and the other. They don't follow any of this stuff. He's not following. This son of a bitch isn't following anything. He wants
to hit him right in the nose.
He wants to think He wants you to think like he's I'm making $100,000 like the rest of everybody, or blah blah blah. This dude's a multimillionaire. All right, not once during when they came out with Obamacare. Not once did he ever take Obamacare. He kept his
private insurance.
Private insurance.
Well, what's funny is, I do. It's a perfect caveat to that, because I think it's funny. If you look at the 50 to 60 people in the Democratic field that are running for president, I'm just being sarcastic.
800 of them.
I'm being sarcastic. It's like 30 or 40. Anyway, but you know who the elitists are and who are not the elitists.
I do,
because the elitists in that group are sitting there saying, well, we want help. We want to keep Obamacare and health care for all, but we also think that people should be allowed to pick their own insurance company if they have the means to do so. And then you have, of course, the ones that are on the other end of the scale are like, well, no, we really should be having socialized medicine for everybody. But the elites, like Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, all these people they're like, well, no, now wait a minute now. You if you have your own private insurance and you have means, which basically means you have not that. You have a little bit of that, you can do whatever you want. But if you don't, if you're in the middle class and in the lower class in poverty, you got to do what the government tells you to do. If they tell you to drop your insurance, you got to drop your insurance.
Because we know what's best for you.
Right.
You don't know nothing. We know. We're going to tell you. Am I right? We're not even going to tell you. We're just going to do it, and you're just going to have to suck it up.
Suck it up.
Mm-hmm. People, you got to wake up. Seriously, you got to wake up, educate yourself.
Well,
on
it sounds
what
like I'll be curious.
Fools are doing.
I'll be curious to see if he does now that his workers are coming out and bitching and stuff, and it's made the public news, because
yes.
I think they have their next debate next week.
I think so.
I think it is next week, and that's going to come up. Because Biden or somebody's going to take a shot at him.
Biden's going to take a shot because Biden's getting kicked in the nuts by Kamala.
I know he's
and stuff, and she's even attacking Obama. It's like, whoa,
right? I know she's fighting a hand that could feed her. I know.
More power to you, because I want all the dirt to come out on you jackasses.
And then you've got the where is they now Beto.
You know what? I had.
he's like in the he's like a
Where are
meme.
they now,
He's like
Paul?
well, he's like a meme now.
He's like he's like one hit wonders. Like where are the 80s?
Right. Exactly.
So I don't have it together. I have it in my file, in my archive of stuff that I pull out to put on the show. I have an article where they talk about these jackasses like him who are not really, who they say realistically have no chance to getting the nomination. However, they're still out there campaigning and still spending money, and they're spending money way more than they're taking in.
Right, exactly.
So it's like, oh, is that fiscal responsibility? So
keep going. Keep going. Knock yourself out.
You know what? Go ahead and bankrupt the whole DNC. That would be awesome.
Yes. Well, politics is so overrated anyway. It's the opium of the masses. That was, you know who said that, don't you?
No.
I think it was Lennon.
You know what? But
not John Lennon.
But we have. You know what? He'd have been fine if that bitch Yoko Ono had showed up.
I know.
Destroyed the whole freaking thing.
Took care of the Beatles.
Okay.
Yes. And then she thinks she can sing. You ever listen to that thing?
Oh, yeah.
It's like fingernails going down a chalkboard
and sweetheart,
kicking a cat.
You can't. Yeah, that's Yoko Ono singing right here.
It's like, what the?
All right. So I think
anyway,
that's all we have for subject matter.
I know, and we're right at an hour. Right. This is perfect. So now we can just kind of talk about upcoming events.
Events.
Yes, and it looks like, Reverend Cuz, it looks like we've got we at least attracted some viewers this evening.
Yeah, we got a full house.
Thank you all. You probably left already. But those of you, just thanks for checking in and looking at us and being like, "Oh my God, I got to get off of this." This is how I spend my Sundays. This is how I spend my
worse than I thought.
This is how I spend my Sunday nights, is listening to these two.
But you know what? You spend a Sunday night, at least you get some of
that.
This.
Oh, that.
This. No, you get that over there. This over here.
Yes. A little bit of. Hey, I noticed that. Why are the lies above my head?
That's how the good Lord sees it.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
Beelzebub.
I don't like that.
That's how the good Lord sees it there, Beelzebub.
So anyway, oh yeah, we got one of the things that we were talking about earlier, and if those of you that are normal viewers to the show, August is coming up, and August looks like it's going to be kind of a bizarre schedule because of vacations and in certain things that are coming up. So just stay tuned to our Facebook page. The Reverend Cuz will keep you updated on the show, because I know there's probably going to be a couple of Saturday shows mixed in with Sunday shows. So
yes.
And then, of course, when football season starts, which is coming up in September, as a matter of fact, camps start next week. Yes. And we can't wait. Can't wait for football season. Once football season starts, we will be doing our shows on Saturday.
We will. Saturday evening.
Yes.
So if any of y'all like Sunday, sorry, but during football, we just don't want the distraction.
Yes, there's too much distraction.
Because seriously though, if you guys would see us like when we do it on Sundays during football season, it is a cluster.
Especially if our boys, if the soon to be again Super Bowl champion Eagles are playing. I get so distracted. I just want to run over and just,
Yeah. So, and of course, we know that realistically, the team that really has a chance to Super Bowl, the Dallas Cowboys, will be. So we just don't want to, like when we do it when football season's here, it's bad. We're scrambling and we lose track of time because we're watching the game. And all of a sudden, it's like, it's like quarter after 7, and we're not even set up. Like, oh, sugar.
I know we have a priority set.
Yeah,
we love doing the show. Did the show always go on?
The show always goes on, even if the game is still on.
Right. However, and we could technically run into that problem on Saturdays because the Reverend Cuz and I are both diehard college football fans as well. We love the college football, so. Mm-hmm.
And my boys,
it could hurt us because usually on Saturday nights on college football they put on the marquee games. You know, like they'll put on the marquee.
Roll Tide.
So they'll put on the marquee games. So we're gonna do it for you, our viewers.
Yes,
we're gonna do it for you. We have sacrifices to be made, but Sundays straight out. At least until January.
But you know what?
February.
I was gonna say you could do the possibility that we may do a Sunday night is if the games
is a dud,
is a complete crap.
Let's say we got the Detroit Lions versus the who really cares about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Nobody cares.
You could see us doing a Sunday night show.
You could,
yes,
because we'd be like, you know what? Rather than waste the stuff on Saturday, we'll just do it on Sunday, and we'll watch maybe the 1:00 game and then do the show.
Yes,
whatever.
But stay tuned. We're gonna be flexing back and forth, and I'm hoping during this football season that we can go back to the Legion Hall in Woodsboro. We haven't been there for a little bit, but we had a good time there. The one time I went.
Coldest beer
I know
ever.
It made your teeth hurt.
It did. It was good.
Yes, it froze your teeth. And we are still in the negotiating phase to have upcoming guests on our show. Mm-hmm. Stay tuned. Coming up, we're going to be doing more tastings of alcohol-ish beverages and food.
Okay, let me. So there's a lot of people that were a little pissed off that you bailed out.
I know.
So that means we're going to have to revisit that and I mean, at the end of the day,
yes,
there's a bed there. Say,
I know. Well, look. I apologize for that, and I'm just.
It's for the people.
I know. I didn't want to have. I will tell you this right now. When we do have our beer tasting, which we're going to do, I'm there.
Kidding.
I will taste all the beers you throw in front of me. I'll tell you that much right now. I don't want to have me and hard liquor, especially Scotch and whiskey, don't get along very well.
Well, you got to pay the sacrifice for the fans,
to the viewers. So we'll see. But I do apologize. I don't think anybody said they could care less what I do. No, they didn't care less. They wanted
to see it. They wanted to see.
I'm just like a showpiece
because they thought it was going to be
a show pony.
They thought it was going to be the trio, and it wasn't.
Well, we had to have a trio. We had Miss S. Miss S came in.
Yeah, that's true. But you weren't.
I know.
Think so.
But anyway, stay tuned for that. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Summer's on. We're going on the downhill side of summer, and we're getting ready to. We're slowly starting to move to the fall.
My favorite time of the year. Yes. Absolute favorite.
I love the fall myself.
Nothing beats fall.
Yes. So anyway, that's what I got for announcement wise. You got anything else?
I just think I just think if anybody's got any suggestions on anything they want to see. So Miss Jen, you know who I'm talking to. So yeah, so I need who to guess. So I need to talk to him to see if he's willing to.
You know who do you do? You know what?
Yeah. So I need to get with him and see if he's willing to come on because we still want to do that because that's going to be awesome.
Yes.
And the one more thing is actually something that Deacon Tex brought up when we were discussing is we want probably at least maybe every other show or something we want to have either a Reverend Cuz or a Deacon Tex bitch session.
Yes, stay tuned. It's going to be a new segment that I think we're going to toy with. Where every show or whatever, we're going to do like just a little couple minutes out of the show,
a little tidbit,
a little bit, just to air our grievances, the airing of the grievances.
As if we don't do that during the rest of the.
I know,
but we'll have
this one's going to be
specific, like top or just
this one will be like
a thing, and there's like. Something.
This will be. I think, and this will hopefully hit on something that will really affects everybody out there.
Yeah, and one of us will be. I don't want to be bitching. I don't want to be.
Right, we'll be manning the soundboard.
Manning the board.
Yes, manning the board. I love that noise. I love that little.
Okay, but that's I guess all I got. And like I said before, if anybody's got any suggestions or of subjects or topics or something you guys want us to cover.
Yes, let us know.
Because I will say this, and I'm gonna be an a-hole for about 2 seconds. We don't hardly get any, if at all, really any suggestions on topics. So if there's something anybody wants to see, hit us up on you can hit us up on Facebook, like even Messenger and or our
Twitter.
Twitter.
You can tweet us.
Or email.
Yes. Or
Conformity.antidote@gmail.com.
Yes, and we're also on like Podbean. If you're just a podcast listener, you can hit us up on Podbean.
Bean. So,
anyway,
and
yes, we all, as far as I'm concerned too, and if you're those that are still listening out there, we are still going to be planning our Conformity Antidote Beach Week next year. We don't know when, but we're just looking into it. So, and we're going to let everybody know, and it's an exciting time.
It is
exciting times.
It is
good days.
Good times.
Yes. So anyway, thank you for joining us this weekend, and until we see you next Sunday at 8 o'clock, good night and God bless. Over to you, Reverend Cuss. Take it away.
It scared me. So,
sorry.
So yes. So, what are you doing?
My fat fingers keep hitting the.
But your thing's right there.
I know, but I don't want that. I want the.
Oh.
I'm gonna...
I don't know. Sometimes some of us have a burden to bear, and it's just something that the good Lord has put us with.
Yes.
And I accept it wholeheartedly. Anyway.
Yes, he does.
I think I want to trade it in. Anyway. So go. So God bless. There was something I swear that was on my mind, and I can't remember what it was. See, again, we talked about at the beginning of the thing. When you get old, stuff just it's just like this.
It just goes right out.
All your ideas are thoughts,
and then it's like you're about to say it, and it goes. Oh. There it went.
Off we go, then. But there was something, and I can't remember what it was. I guess it's not that important.
Yes, what is, but. We'll remember it next week.
So God bless everybody. See you next Sunday. Take care of one another. Take care of yourselves. And God bless.
And until then. Oh, good night, Socky.
Make sure you watch us. Fat boy.
Yes, watch us.
You rat bastard.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. What? Are we done?
Nope.
Oh, bye.
Now we are.